Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and let's get right into the review without wasting any time. This is the Seekreal Dawn Pro. This is an earphone that came to me after I reviewed the original Dawn and was not very impressed with it at all. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit here because there's similar sort of things going on. Now you want to stick around to the sound portion after I get into the build quality and the style. The style I think looks pretty good with this sort of clamshell design, I guess you would call it, but what I really like about it is that it is an all metal body with metal nozzles and metal grills. You get a little ventilation for the driver on the back there, and you get a very slight recessed 2-pin connector, but it has that quality that I really dislike, which is where you put in the 2-pin connector and then you get the stupid red plastic thing in the middle, which I think detracts from the looks. I wish it would just terminate all the way down at the body in a more cohesive sort of aesthetic. That's me just being a little bit OCD. The cable itself is actually quite nice. You can see it sitting there doing the full test really well, and that's surprising because it is quite a loose quad braid design, but despite that, very low on microphonics, and it's got all metal hardware on it, even the metal cable cinch on it. Gold-plated 3.5mm connector. So at this point, you're starting to see earphones in this price area that's got an adaptive jacking point so you can use balanced sources and so on. As for testing this earphone, I did use it with the Ray Honey H1, of course, my go-to for all IEM'S, and I was actually using it with my new Sony Xperia that I've been using for a while, and look at this 3.5mm headphone jack on the top of it. Let me know down below if you wish that was a feature on more phones, but the cameras on this are trash. Not the cameras itself, but the hardware, so I don't recommend it for most people. So cable, really nice. Other accessories, packaging, quite nice as well. You get a leatherette carry case that I think is quite attractive, and you get plenty of ear tip options in here. You can see this. You get comply in a couple of different styles of silicone. As always, I recommend with anything that fits it, you go and get yourself some Asla SenderFit tips, link in the description right at the top. That is the one that I recommend everybody gets. Back to the earphones, let's talk about the sound and the problem with these earphones. These earphones are very good sounding, capable earphones that are going to work well with a wide variety of genres. Tested it with classical, tested it with psytrance, tested it with hip hop, tested it with other electronic, more melodic stuff, and of course pop, rock, acoustic, all that stuff. I was quite excited when this earphone arrived in the office because planars, those of you that know, I'm still, to this day, I still think the Tin Hi-Fi P1 are the best planar on the market. And the reason that makes it so good is the special planar quality. I've gone on over and over about this in many different reviews, that what makes planar so good is the special quality of the way they deliver the sound with this holographic 3D presentation that just leads to such a wonderful and different listening experience. When you take something like this, you throw in the balanced armatures, and I think you get the balanced armature and you're like, oh, that kind of sounds familiar, and maybe takes a little bit of the specialness in the areas that are being covered by the balanced armatures and makes it sound more familiar. So you're losing a quality of something that is a different technology. Like if you have, I have electrostatic speakers, I have cone speakers, I have a whole bunch of different speakers in my hi-fi system, and I buy those speakers based on the qualities of the technology, and when I buy that technology, I want the characteristics of that technology. This just sounds more like a sort of standard balanced armature dynamic mix with maybe a little bit of something else on it. It's detracting from the real selling point, which is a planar magnetic sound. So it is very competent. It's very it is revealing. It is detail focused. It's smooth. It's got a decent weight on the low end, and a good presentation on the low end because it's using quite a large 14mm planar on it. But you're losing that resonance. That's still the P1 for me is still the one, because it uses that small 10mm planar that gives the characteristic that got everybody so excited about the technology in the first place. This is, if you're going to buy it, you're not getting a bad earphone by any means. You're getting something that does compete in the $200 to $300 range with other, let's say, dynamic driver earphones, LCP earphones, etc., etc. But it's not like giving the value that a true planar like the P1 or 7 Hz or something like that has. So it is a good earphone. It's a decent package. It's not the greatest value-wise. There's other competitors out there that are going to beat it on value. It's very well made. I just think that they should go back, just throw in a 10mm driver in this sort of body. I quite like it. Maybe upgrade a few different things and lower the price just a touch, and you would have an absolute sparker of an earphone. But as it is in its current form, it's just a good earphone. But you're existing in a world of great earphones at this point in 2023. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I'm keeping these ones short so we can get through them and I don't waste your time and make you listen to me for 20 minutes. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.